get out of this lane, by the way. I want to get out of this lane. Come on. Don't rush, don't rush. But safely come out of the lane for me. Come on, come out of the lane. Hiya guys, welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Aman and today I'm doing a mock test with Kishan. Now this is the first time we're driving together and your test is in about 5 days time.
Yeah, 5 days.
Now you've been driving in India for how long?
5-6 years now.
Okay, yeah. But you've been driving here also with kind of family and you've had
family, friends, yeah.
Few lessons as well.
Yeah.
Now he's travelled down all the way from Nottingham, so you're completely new to the area.
Yes.
So new car, new area, and we're going to do a mock test. So let's see how you get on.
Okay.
Okay. Now throughout the drive, I want you to follow the road ahead. Whenever I need you to turn, I will tell you. If I don't say anything, keep going straight. If you're not sure where you're going, just ask me.
Sure.
But I will tell you. Now I'm going to give you about 10-15 minutes of independent driving, which is where I'm going to give you a series of directions to follow. Okay? We're going to carry out one manoeuvre and we may also carry out the emergency stop, similar to everything you've already been practicing.
Yeah.
Give me a second to catch my breath. I'm talking too quickly.
Did you need water or anything?
No, I literally just spilled it all out. Okay. Alright, so before we get started, I'm going to ask you a quick question about your car. Could you tell me, how do you switch from your dipped beam to your full beam headlights? You don't need to show me, you can just tell me.
Yeah, just change it from the controls left to right. I don't know, it's in this one. I think from right to normal again.
And how do you know you're switching from your dipped beam to your full beam?
So if it's on the full beam, the vision is gonna be a bit longer. The light is gonna be at a length. I might look at the car's reflection or something like that.
Okay, is there a way of knowing on the dash?
Yeah, there's a blue light on the dashboard. Yeah.
Perfect, that's fine.
Basic stuff.
Okay, so for anyone that's new to the channel, don't forget to like the video, comment down below, select that bell icon so that you get a notification, and we're gonna get started. So whenever you're ready.
Okay.
You can start the engine. And then drive off whenever you're ready. Hiya guys, welcome back to another mock test. Today we have Kishan with us. Now he is an experienced driver, he knows what he's doing, he is a safe driver, but as with experienced drivers, he has got a few bad habits. So yeah, continue watching to see how he gets on. At the end, turn left. And then at the roundabout, turn right, third exit. And then take the next road on your left, please. The road that we're currently on is not wide enough for two vehicles to pass at the same time. So when you're driving on a road like this, you don't want to position more towards the left, you want to position in the middle of the space. This way, any oncoming vehicles will know that this road is not wide enough for two. If somebody does enter when we're in this position, you'd simply move towards the left and slow down. And at the end of this road, turn right. Just at the very end. At the roundabout, we're going to turn right. It's the second exit towards Greenford. And if you could pull over and park up on the left just after this car, anywhere safe. Thank you. And drive off whenever you're ready. At the roundabout, we're going to turn right. It's the third exit. When travelling downhill, always be sure to cover the foot brake as the car may gain momentum. At this point, Kishan doesn't get a minor fault because it wasn't for very long and he controlled the speed straight away.
Third exit.
Yes, please. In the distance is a vehicle with hazard lights who's trying to reverse into a space on the right hand side. Initially, Kishan does slow down and keep his distance, but as they start to reverse and get into the space, he keeps getting closer and closer to them. Always try to maintain at least 2 car lengths when someone is doing a manoeuvre, as they may need to pull forward. If you struggle with meeting situations on roads like this, just divide up the road into 3 strips. The first strip is behind the blue car where we're positioned at the moment. The middle strip is shared between us and oncoming traffic, and the third strip is the right hand side of the road. So when you're normally driving, you're generally positioned in the middle, and if an oncoming vehicle comes along, you would either move over to the left or they would move over to the right. As you can see, Kishan deals with these spaces really nicely and is using his mirrors throughout, so it's really important to check as cyclists and motorbikes may catch up with you. Now, in terms of who gives way and where, whenever you see oncoming traffic, you want to try and roughly meet in the middle of the road. If the space is on the left, then we would slow down and move into that space, but if the space was on the right, then we would need to slow down in the middle and allow the car in front to move out of the way. You also have to consider the speed of the vehicle approaching, so going around these roads, be wary of oncoming traffic, especially around the bends. And take the next road on your left. Now we're coming up to a compulsory left turn. You can see that with the sign on the left hand side and the road marking laid out ahead. Coming up to a junction like this, the examiner will not tell you to turn left, as you can only go left. It's a good idea to signal. As you can see, this is quite a difficult junction to move on to, as the traffic on the main road can be up to 40 miles per hour, and we haven't got a great view of the right hand side of the road. So you want to make sure you move over right into the left corner so that you get a good view from the right and wait for a nice safe gap. You may be there a little while. And when you find the right gap, you want to make sure you can move in very quickly, so you'd use lower gears to speed up. Thank you. We're now going to follow some signs towards Oxford, and then I'll give you some more signs to follow after that, okay? Now, driving along this road, which is 40 miles per hour, the traffic ahead of us is slightly slow due to the motorbike in the distance. Kishan ends up catching up with them and decides to overtake them. Now, this is completely allowed, as it was safe to overtake, and he checked his mirrors and signalled. And once he had overtaken, he checked his mirrors, signalled left, and moved back in towards the left. Now, because they weren't exactly too slow, this overtake wasn't necessary, as we were only driving up to about 35-36 miles per hour on a 40, so he could have simply just adjusted his speed and carried on driving on the left. Now, the signboard on the left-hand side is slightly obstructed with the trees, so I did have to tell Kishan to move into the middle lane, as we needed to continue to follow the road ahead, as the left-hand lane was now coming off this carriageway. He checks his mirrors and quickly moves over, but he is a little bit hasty when switching lanes. Once in this middle lane, he then switches into the overtaking lane, as the traffic in the middle was moving a little bit slower. This gets him into some trouble. So I'd suggest you move into the middle lane. We're going to be on this road for a bit longer. Don't rush, but safely come out of the lane for me. Come on, come out of the lane. You want to get out of this lane, by the way. You want to get out of this lane, come on. Don't rush, but safely come out of the lane for me. Come on, come out of the lane. As everyone was driving fairly slow, it would have been safer to just adjust our speed in this lane rather than trying to overtake them. And when the emergency vehicle had turned up, Kishan should have been checking his mirrors and signalling and promptly trying to move left. We're going to be taking the exit coming off soon, okay? Yeah, we're taking this exit coming off. demonstrate how you check the horn is working?
Check the
Horn is working.
personal.
Thank you. Alright, now we're just going to be taking a left turn at this brow of this hill. There's a left turn into a car park, okay?
Okay.
It's right here, where that car's going in. Alright, Kishan, what I'd like you to do is we're going a bit further. If you can reverse into a space of your choice. So reverse and make sure you finish within the white lines of a parking bay, okay?
Okay. Press.
You have to lift it down.
That's fine.
You happy to leave it there?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine, thank you. Drive off when you're ready. We're just going to exit the car park, okay?
It's one way.
When driving in a car park, always keep the car really slow, using low gears as the speed limit is usually 10 miles per hour. And watch out for pedestrians or vehicles that may move off. And then turn left when we get to the very end, okay? Alright, the roundabout, we're going to take the third exit towards Heathrow.
Okay, towards Heathrow.
Yes, please, third exit. As we enter this roundabout, there is a potential serious fault as Kishan straight lines the roundabout and switches without checking his mirrors. Now this didn't go down as a serious fault as nobody was behind us and he was checking his mirrors before he entered the roundabout. But as you'll see, as he enters, he should have stayed in lane 2 but switches straight into lane 3. The lane that we're currently in is now going to be the overtaking lane on our exit. Now provided you check your mirrors and it's safe, you can switch lanes, but Kishan gets a serious fault when he switches lanes as he does cut in front of this white van. as our lane was clear, it would have been safer to just exit on the right and switch back towards the left later. And at the next roundabout, we're going to go ahead. It's the second exit. Kishan's always trying to drive at the top end speed of the road. Now this is a 50 miles per hour road, but it's not necessarily safe to drive up to 50 with the road surface being uneven. And we're going to take the exit coming off here. And at the roundabout, let's turn left. It's the first exit. While waiting at traffic lights, Kishan's putting the car into neutral and applying the handbrake. Now if you're at the back of the queue, this is fine, but if you're at the front of the queue, you need to be prepared to go when the traffic lights are about to change. He waits until the traffic lights go green before preparing, which causes there to be a delay. Traffic lights, turn left please. Alright, and if you could just pull in and park up on the left, just in the middle here. Don't worry about the driveways on this occasion, okay? Just in that space there would be great. That'll be okay there, thank you. Alright, what we're going to do now is shortly I'm going to get you to carry out the emergency stop. Okay? As you're driving down this road, I'm going to look around and I'm going to make sure the road is nice and safe, and then I'm going to give you this signal. Stop!
Okay.
As soon as I give you that signal, I need you to stop the car as quickly and as safely as possible.
Yeah.
But wait for my signal, okay?
Yeah.
Drive up when you're ready. Drive at a normal speed for the road, okay? Just drive a bit slower. Stop. Stop. Thank you. I'm not going to ask you to do that again. Drive up when you're ready. And then if you could pull in and park up on the left just after this black car in that space there. so close. That's great there, thank you. You can secure the car and switch off the engine. Perfect, just give me a few minutes, okay? So how was your drive?
It's good.
Okay.
I did well a bit, yeah. A bit of rookie mistakes. And I know.
So would you say there were any serious mistakes during
there
that?
were.
Okay.
There was.
What's that then?
Yeah, the one was, the emergency vehicle, the undercover car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 100% serious fun.
So you I don't know why, but you kept trying to move into the overtaking lane. We're driving in the middle, it's a bit slow, just kind of adjust your speed. You tried to overtake him, which is fine. Then we got this vehicle approaching behind us, blue lights.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw like the road is empty, around 32 something, and yeah, I went.
And then when you tried to move over, I know it's a bit of a situation where you need to kind of do it suddenly. I was like, okay, we're going to move over, and now he's starting to get a bit more agitated, and then we're moving over, but you're rushing to move. It was just a bit of a hairy situation. It just wasn't ideal, okay?
Yeah. But
I think with you, what it is you're used to driving at high speeds, but because of the traffic and the road condition, was everyone up to the speed of the road? Like, were they driving 40 on that road?
No, they were not.
But you kept trying to push for 40.
Yeah, I tried to push for 40.
And then we end up getting too close and then you're overtaking.
Yeah.
You won't have the need to overtake like that, not unless, he's actually slow. Everyone was slow, weren't they? And then after that emergency situation, we're driving in the left lane now, and I didn't say anything, sorry. We're driving in the left lane, and again, the traffic's a bit slow and you're looking to move over. And that's when I just said, we're going to turn off so that you don't do it. So yeah, you kind of keep wanting to overtake. The first roundabout was really nice. The maneuver.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that one.
You did it fine.
Was it fine?
It was fine.
Yeah.
But there were so many empty spaces.
Yeah, that's the problem with
Why did you go and park right next to a car?
I tend to mess up in empty spaces.
Oh, okay. It was good. The maneuver was done by the end, but we were slightly close to the blue car on the left.
Yeah,
we were just a bit
close, yeah.
Yeah, but it was okay. You were looking around. It was all good. That's fine. Then when we came to the roundabouts in the second half, that's where the trouble started.
After the bus lane or no?
No, not the bus lane, don't worry. So when I said Heathrow, third exit?
Yeah.
You went into the roundabout and you kind of went for the middle lane.
The van thing. There was a van.
The van, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you enter the roundabout...
I was not sure, but I saw a little bit of gap and I'm like, yeah.
It wasn't like... I know you said it's a little bit of a gap, but when I looked, he's right here.
Was he?
Yeah, he was right there.
Okay.
And I know he wasn't trying to speed up at that point, but that's not an ideal switch. Just stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And if that means we end up getting stuck in our lane, then so be it. It just didn't seem ideal. Okay. Because his lane's clear, yours is slightly obstructed. Just be careful. Don't switch lanes so suddenly. Okay. And I think you're kind of used to that because you're used to kind of just
used to driving in India. You do.
But you don't want to do things like that here because obviously, forget fail. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. Okay, and then we had this last roundabout was nice, where we went straight. You followed the lane really nicely.
Because I know that roundabout.
Yeah.
I've been there
getting up to 50 again. The road surface is a little bit rocky. Don't go up to 50. Okay. It's not great. Okay. And then when you're waiting at the traffic lights, you kind of go in neutral and handbrake, which is fine. But then we're the first car at the traffic lights. When the lights are going green, is there a delay?
Yeah, that took time to...
And then the person behind, not person behind, but somebody in the distance started hooting.
Yeah, I got confused with the handbrake. I forgot about it, So if
you're like the first car, you can definitely secure the car like that. But when you know the lights are about to change, start getting ready. Instead of just waiting there in neutral until it's kind of changing, because then the delay causes everyone to get a bit annoyed. Emergency stop. It started off a bit sluggish. You started braking and then you got there. So it needs to be a bit more
sudden,
firm.
Okay, firm, yeah.
Okay. Well done for looking around. In the first half of the test, I think you did really well with all your meetings and checking mirrors. That stuff was really good. Like all those van drivers clearly going out of their way to say thank you to you. And you did that left turn that we did onto the 40 road, where you had to wait a little while. It's quite a busy road.
Yeah.
And we're moving kind of from an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you dealt with that nicely.
Okay.
So overall, you know what you're doing, but you're just a bit hasty and you kind of want to overtake when you kind of don't need to. So just kind of take your time a bit. Calm down a bit, yeah. Don't switch lanes so suddenly, because even when we switched lanes in front of that red lorry, I think it was, You know when I said follow signs?
Yeah.
And you didn't see the sign, so I had to tell you to move into the middle lane.
Yeah, I should have judged the road marking as well because
But my main concern there was when I said, oh, we're going to move in the middle lane, you're quickly trying to do it, and there's a lorry quite close, and you're just kind of adjusting and fitting in. Give him some time to realise, maybe go a bit further, give him some, maybe even let him pass. Just don't move in straight away.
Okay.
Give them some time to actually realise you're trying to move over.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So how was your mock test experience then? Summarise it up for me.
It was a really nice experience being on this side of the camera, this side of the screen. Yeah.
But when you watch it back, you'll be thinking, oh my god, what am I doing? But no, overall, like, you're good, but just don't be so hasty. Don't be trying to overtake traffic when you don't need to. If it was one car that was slow and everyone else is fast, it makes sense. But if everyone else is about the same speed,
there's no point of
there's no point of kind of overtaking. Where you going, right? Okay, well that's the end of our mock test today. Hopefully that video has been useful for you guys as well. Good luck with your tests, and definitely let us know how it goes.
Sure.
Okay?
I will, yeah.
Alright guys, that's it from us. Bye.